Government banking institution in the Philippines. The Philippine banking system is diverse, encompassing various types of banks, including universal banks, commercial banks, thrift banks, rural and cooperative banks. Among these, government banks play a crucial role in supporting economic development and providing financial service to various sector of the population. Which is, mas malalaman pa po natin kung ano nga po ba yung mga bangkong to sa mga susunod na slides na nagpo-provide ng financial service sa ilang sektor ng population na makakatulong sa economic development. Role of government bank in the Philippines. Government bank in the Philippines play a vital role in supporting economic development and providing financial service to the various sector of the population. Which is yung mga bangko ng pamahalaan sa Pilipinas ay may mahalagang papel sa pagsuporta at pag-unlad sa ekonomiya at pagbibigay ng mga serbisyong pinansyal sa iba't ibang sektor sa populasyon na sila ay nag-aambag sa kabuuang kalagayang pinansyal ng bansa sa mamamagitan ng pagbibigay suporta sa negosyo, mga magsasaka, mga manggagawa na nasa ibang bansa o OFW, at mga komunidad na hindi gaano naaabot ng mga tradisyonal na sistema sa pagbabangko. Yung mga lugar na maliliit na isla, maliliit na probinsya, yung malalayong kabihasnan. Ang mga bangkong ito ay nag-aalok ng mga pautang, pamumuhunan, at iba pang serbisyong pinansyal na tumutulong sa paglago at pag-unlad ng sektor na nagdudulot ng paglikha ng trabaho, pag-unlad ng infrastruktura, at pangkalahatang pang-usbong na ekonomiya. Pinapalaganap din nila ang pagsasama-sama ng pananalapi sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay ng abot kaya at madaling ma-access ng mga serbisyong pinansyal sa mga individual at komunidad na maaaring hindi kasama sa mga tradisyonal na sistema ng pagbabangko.
Overseas Filipino Bank. Before maging off-bank ang name nito at bago maging first government digital only. The name of this bank originally is Philippine Postal Savings Banks or PPSB, na established in 1906. This bank is provide the banking service to rural areas in the Philippines. But in 1976 ay nagsara ito dahil na rin sa mga malalakas na private bank na nagkumpetensya sa kanila at naging dahilan na rin para makuha ang dominant market share. But in 1994, the PSB was opened as the PPSB or Philippine Postal Savings Banks, and this bank has providing wholesale loans to microfinance institutions and offering domestic and international remittance service. And in November 2016, nag-anunsyo ang Land Bank to acquire PPSB and convert it into a bank na tumutugon sa mga needs ng mga overseas-based Pilipino. Hindi rin nagtagal na aproban din ito ng PPSB ang kanilang acquisition. Alinsunod naman sa Executive Order No. 44 na pinirmahan ni President Rodrigo Roa Duterte in September 2017. And PPSB became a wholly owned and fully controlled subsidiary of the Land Bank and was converted into a bank na tumutugon sa mga bangkong kailangan ng mga migrant workers worldwide. In January 2018, Off-Bank was officially launched at pinangunahan ito ni Pangulong Duterte. Nakasama ang former Land Bank President na si Alex B. Buenaventura at former Off-Bank President Renato G. Eje. At the present naman ay pagpatuloy pa rin ng Off-Bank ang kanilang servicing sa banking and financing requirement of overseas Filipino under supervision of Land Bank na Presidente at CEO na si Lynette B. Ortiz at Off-Bank President Randolph L. Montes. Hanggang ngayon ay Board of Directors ng respectively bank. Board of Directors and Management Team of Bank. Number 1, Chairperson Lynette B. Cortez, Vice Chairperson LCC Pangilinan. And these members of the board, Alan B. Bornas, Between B. Salcedo, Robert L. Casocco, Leticia B. Damasco, Leila C. Martin, Attorney Roderick P. Sacro, and the last is Altons C. Perelino. The vision and mission of Bank. First, the vision of Bank is mapaunlad pa nila ang kanilang service para pag dumating sa year 2028 ay sila na ang pinakamaganda at pinakapagkakatiwalaan ng mga overseas Filipino pagdating sa pagpapadala nila na gamit ang bangko. The second is the mission of Bank. The mission of Bank is mapanatiling maganda at maayos ang kanilang pagseserbisyo sa mga overseas Filipinos at para sa ganun pa man ay mapataas pa nila ang kanilang kalidad pagdating sa pagpapadala ng ibang bansa.
Philippine National Bank, the country's first universal bank, is one of the largest privately owned Philippine commercial bank. PNB was established by the government of the Philippines in 1916 and became fully privatized in 2007. As an instrument of economic development, PNB led the industry through the years with its agricultural modernization program and trade finance support for the country's agricultural export. In addition, the bank pioneered efforts in the overseas Filipino worker remittance business and introduced many innovations such as bank on wheels, computerized banking, automated teller machine banking, mobile money changing, domestic travelers check, electronic filing and payment system for large taxpayers, and Unit Investment Trust Fund (ATMs), PNB has the largest number of overseas offices and one of the largest domestic branch networks among local banks. PNB's principal commercial banking activities include depositing taking, lending, bills discounting, trade finance, foreign exchange dealings, fund transfers, remittance servicing, asset management, a full range of retail banking and trust services, and treasury operations. Through its subsidiaries and affiliates, the bank also engages in full banking services in China and the United Kingdom, banking services in Hong Kong, and a number of diversified financial and related businesses such as remittance servicing in the United States, Canada, and Hong Kong, investment banking, life and non-life insurance, stock brokerage, and leasing and financing services. To date, the bank has a total domestic footprint of over 630 branches and more than 1,700 ATMs, strategically locally located nationwide. PNB maintains its position as the Philippine bank with the most extensive international reach, with more than 72 overseas branches, representative offices, remittance centers, and subsidiaries across Asia, Europe, the Middle East, and North America. History of PNB. The early years, the Philippine National Bank was established as a government-owned banking institution on July 22, 1916, with headquarters in the Old Masonic Temple along Escolta, Manila. Its primary mandate was to provide financial services to Philippine industry and agriculture, and support the government's economic development effort. World War I, then raging in Europe, generated huge demand for the country's major export, namely sugar, copra, coconut oil, Manila hemp, and tobacco. However, not much was being done to develop the industries that produced these sought-after crops, since access to credit facilities was limited then. To solve this problem, Henderson Martin, Vice Governor of the Philippines, together with Mr. Miguel Cuaderno, who later became Central Bank Governor, drafted the charter for a national bank. In February 4, 1916, Public Act 2612 was passed by the Philippine legislature, providing for the establishment of the PNB to replace the small 1 million government-owned agricultural bank. PNB's first head office was the Masonic Temple along Escolta, the then Wall Street of the Philippines, in the bustling district of Santa Cruz in Manila, and American H. Parker Wills was its first president. The first universal bank in the country. With PNB's establishment, Filipinos found a bank of their own. PNB was authorized to grant short and long-term loans to agriculture and industry. The Filipino farmers then could avail of loans with interest between 8% to 10% per annum. PNB was also authorized to receive deposits, open foreign credits, and rediscounts bills. It also given the special power to issue circulating notes. As such, PNB functioned as the de facto central bank of the country until 1949. On July 24, 1916, PNB established its first branch in Iloilo. In 1917, PNB marked its entry in the field of international banking when it opened its New York branch. The following year, it established 5 more domestic branches and another overseas branch in Shanghai, China. PNB briefly ceased operations in January 1942, but reopened the next month under the supervision of Japanese authorities. After the Second World War, PNB reopened immediately and acquired the assets and assumed the liabilities of the banking divisions of the National Treasury. With the establishment of the Central Bank in 1949, PNB's role as a issuer of currency notes, custodianship of bank reserves, sole depository of government funds, and clearinghouse of the banking system ceased. PNB launched the first online electronic data processing system in the entire Far East. In 1955, it was authorized to operate as an investment bank with powers to own shares and to issue debentures. In 1963, it established the National Investment and Development Corporation to engage primarily in long-term and equity financing of business ventures. PNB transferred to its new head office along Escolta in 1966 and launched the first online electronic data processing system in the entire Far East. Between 1967 and 1979, PNB continued to expand its operations by opening offices in London, Singapore, Jakarta, Honolulu, and Amsterdam. In the domestic field, it opened 14 provincial branches. It was also during this period that the bank started the dollar remittance program. In 1980, PNB became the first universal bank in the country. However, it encountered operational difficulties in the mid-80s as a result of the economic downturn triggered by the assassination of Senator Benigno S. Aquino Jr. and had to be assisted by the government in 1986. Privatization of PNB. The privatization of the bank started when 30% of its outstanding stock was offered to the public and its stock were listed in the stock exchange in 1989. In 1992, PNB became the first Philippine bank to reach the 100 billion mark in assets. Also in 1992, a second public offering of its shares was issued to continue its privatization. In 1995, the bank moved to its new headquarters at the PNB Financial Center in Roxas Boulevard, Pasay City. In 1996, the Securities and Exchange Commission approved the bank's new articles of incorporation and bylaws, and the change in the status of PNB from a government base to a private corporation with the control of the government reduced to 46%. At the turnover rates on July 23, 1996, President Fidel V. Ramos declared, PNB is the bank for the Filipino wherever he or she may be, in the country centers of commerce and industry, in the far reaches of the countryside, and even in many places across the globe. A new beginning. In 1999, a group of new private stockholders led by Dr. Lucio C. Tan acquired approximately 35% of the total outstanding capital stock of PNB. In early 2000, the group increased its share in the bank to 69.32% and pumped in nearly 20 billion fresh capital in less than 1 year. This was done to emphasize the commitment of the new stockholders to the improvement of the bank's financial condition, which had been incurring losses in operations due to poor asset quality. In late 2000, the bank suffered a liquidity crisis, and the national government stepped in to support the bank by implementing a capital restructure and injecting 25 billion in liquidity assistance. In May 2002, the government and the Lucio Tan Group, representing the group of private stockholders, sealed the Memorandum of Agreement that embodied the provision that would help turn the bank around. It included, among others, the settlement of government's liquidity assistance by way of increasing the government's stake in the bank from 16.58% to 44.98%. In effect, reducing the group share from 68% to 44.98%. At the same time, the bank started operating under a 5-year rehabilitation program. In August 2005, the government, as part of its privatization program, sold down its 32.45% stake in the bank via an auction. The private stockholders, represented by the Lucio Tan Group, exercised the right of first refusal, reducing the government share to 12.5% and raising the group to a total of 77.43%. In June 2007, PNB settled its 6.1 billion loan to Philippine Deposit Insurance Corporation, or PDIC, more than 4 years ahead of the loan's due date. The loan repayment was a clear indication of the bank's renewed financial health. In August 2007, the bank completed its Tier 1 follow-on equity offering, where it raised about 5 billion in Tier 1 capital, together with the sale of 89 million primary shares, 71 million secondary shares owned by the national government through PDIC and DOF were sold to the public, thus bringing about a complete exit of the government from PNB. Since the inception of the rehabilitation program, PNB exceeded the targets of the program. While the program calls for profit starting 2005, the bank became profitable as early as 2003. Within 4 years, PNB increased its net income 16 times from 52 million in 2003 to 820 million in 2006. With its successful exit from the government's rehab program and thus strong income performance, PNB has demonstrated its ability to sustain its heightened competitiveness based on the 3 tenets of reducing non-performing assets, strengthening core businesses, and increasing profitability. The bank remains as one of the largest banks in the country with a wide array of competitive banking products to answer for the diverse needs of its huge client, including more than 2 million depositors. PNB maintains its leadership in the overseas remittance business with remittance centers in the United States, Canada, London, France, Italy, Hong Kong, Japan, Singapore, and the Middle East countries.
PNB Chairman Emeritus Lucio C. Tan, PNB Board of Directors. PNB Board of Directors Edgar A. Cua, Chairman and Independent Director. Lucio C. Tan III, Vice Chairman and Director. Felix Enrico R. Alfiler, Director. Florido P. Casuela, Director and President. Chester Y. Lui, Director. Estelito P. Mendoza, Director. Isabelita M. Papa, Independent Director. Sheila T. Pascual, Director. Wilfrido E. Sanchez, Director. Eusebio V. Tan, Director. Michael G. Tan, Director. Vivian K. Tan, Director. Maria Almazara C. Antonio Amador, Independent Director. Domingo H. Yap, Independent Director. PNB Board Advisors Leonilo G. Coronel, William T. Lim, Federico C. Pascual, Lourdes A. Salazar, Carmen K. Tan, Florencio G. Tariela. Awards and Accolades 2024 Forbes World's Best Banks 2024 Best Bank in the Philippines. International Business Magazine's Awards 2024 Most Admired Financial Services Provider in the Philippines. Euromoney Private Banking Awards 2024 Best Bank for Investment Research in the Philippines. 2023 Forbes World's Best Banks in 2023 Second Best Banks in the Philippines. Asia Money Private Banking Awards 2023 Best Bank for Investment Research in the Philippines. ASEAN Corporate Governance Scorecard ACGS 2023 Golden Arrow Awards for Golden Arrow Awardee. 2022 ASEAN Corporate Governance Scorecard ACGS Golden Arrow Awards for Golden Arrow Awardee. 2021 ASEAN Corporate Governance Scorecard ACGS Regional Awards ASEAN Asset Class Award. Asia Corporate Excellence and Sustainability Awards ACES Asia's Most Influential Companies. 2021 Bureau of the Treasury Top Government Securities Eligible Dealer for 2022. UN Women 2021 Philippines Women's Empowerment Principles Awards Champion for Transparency and Reporting. Asia Money Leaders for Women Survey 2021 recognized as one of the leaders for women in Asia. 2020 The Asian Banker Leadership Achievement Awards 2020 Best CEO Response to COVID-19. The Asian Banker Leadership Achievement Awards 2020 Best Managed Bank During COVID-19. Asia Money Best Bank Awards 2020 Philippines Best Bank for Corporate Social Responsibility. 2019 The Asset AAA Country Awards 2018 PNB and PNB Savings Bank Best Syndicated Loan. The Asset AAA Country Awards 2018 PNB and PNB Capital Best Acquisition Financing. The Asset AAA Country Awards 2018 PNB Capital Most Innovative Deal. 2018 Asian Banking and Finance Retail Banking Awards 2018 PNB Savings Bank's Smart Personal Loan Consumer Finance Product of the Year. Asian Banking and Finance Retail Banking Awards 2018 PNB Savings Bank's Smart Auto Loan and Home Loan Plus Products Service Innovation of the Year. 2018 Bsba Stakeholders Awards PNB Cabanatuan Karsh Center Region 3 Outstanding Regional Partner Clean Note Policy Program. 2017 Asian Banking and Finance 2017 Retail Banking Awards PNB Savings Bank's Smart Salary Loan Program New Consumer Lending Product of the Year. Asian Banking and Finance 2017 Retail Banking Awards PNB Mobile Banking App Digital Banking Initiative of the Year. Annual Customer Experience in Financial Services Awards 2017 PNB Mobile Banking App Best Customer Experience Mobile. 2016 Global Business Outlook Awards PNB Bank on Wheels Most Innovative Banking Service Philippines 2016. International Finance Magazine Award PNB Bank on Wheels Most Innovative Bank Philippines 2016. Global Banking and Finance Review Awards PNB Bank on Wheels Most Innovative Banking Product Philippines 2016. 2015 PSE Bell Awards Top 10 Awardees SSS Balikat ng Bayan Awards, Best Playing Commercial Bank, Global Banking and Finance Review Awards, PNB ATM Safe Most Innovative Banking Product. 2014, Philippine Dealing and Exchange Corporation, Top 5 Fixed Income Brokering Participant 2014, Chamber of Commerce of the Philippine Islands, SAPER Honorary Membership, 2014 Retail Banking International Asia Trailblazer Awards, Healthy Kapinoy Emergency Medical Card, Excellence in Business Model. 2013 Award Ceremony and Appreciation Lunch for BSB Stakeholders, Top Commercial Banking Generating Remittances from Overseas Filipinos. 2013 Philippine Insurers and Reinsurance Association Incorporation Awards, PNB ATM Safe Best Innovation Award. Bureau of the Treasury, Best Performing Government Securities Eligible Dealer. 2012 Award Ceremony and Appreciation Lunch for BSP Stakeholders, Top Commercial Bank in Generating Remittances for Overseas Filipinos, Institute of Corporate Directors, Silver Award for Good Corporate Governance. LinkedIn honors PNB as Learning Champion for 2024. Philippine National Bank won the Learning Champion Award at the LinkedIn Talent Awards 2024 for its commitment to employee learning and development. The award recognizes companies that excel in talent engagement and innovation. PNB provides opportunities for continuous learning and skill development to its employees. The award highlights the bank's dedication to fostering a strong learning culture. LinkedIn, with over 1 billion members worldwide, aims to create economic opportunities for all global workforce members.
The Land Bank of the Philippines is a government-owned bank established primarily to support the agricultural sector and rural development in the country. Here are some key points about LBP and its role among government banking institutions. Here are the overview. Mission. Its primary objective is to promote the growth of the agricultural sector and support rural development through various financial services. Services offered: agricultural financing, loans for farmers, cooperatives, and agri-businesses. Development projects, funding for infrastructure and community development. Savings and deposits, offering savings accounts and investments products. Role in government initiatives. LBP plays a crucial role in implementing government programs aimed at improving agricultural productivity, food security, and the rural livelihoods. Partnerships, collaborates with various government agencies, NGOs, and international organizations to enhance its outreach and effectiveness in supporting rural communities. Importance in the banking sector. Accessibility. LBB provides financial services to underserved and rural populations, promoting financial inclusion. Stability. As a government institution, it aims to ensure stability in the agricultural finance sector, especially during crisis. Sustainability focuses on environmentally sustainable projects that contribute to long-term agricultural productivity and rural resilience. The Land Bank of the Philippines is a vital institution in the government's effort to support agriculture and rural development. Its targeted services and commitment to community welfare make it a key player in enhancing the economic conditions of farmer and rural areas across the nation.
Land Bank of the Philippine History. On August 8, 1963, Republic Act 3844, Agricultural Land Reform Code. Land Bank was established on August 8, 1963 as part of the Agricultural Land Reform Code as part of program of land reform in the Philippines. It was to help with the purchase of agricultural estates for division and resale to small landholders and the purchase of land by the agricultural. On October 21, 1972, Presidential Decree 27, Tenant Emancipation Act, Emancipation of Tenant Farmers of Private Agricultural Lands devoted to the rice and corn under a system of sharecrop or lease tenancy were reclassified as a landed estate or not. Value of the land transferred to tenant farmers at 2.5 times the average harvest of 3 normal crop years immediately preceding the promulgation of PD 27. LPB to collect 15-year land amortizations from beneficiaries for the cost of the land plus 6% interest per annum. July 21, 1973, Presidential Decree 251 revitalizing land bank. Because LBP was deficient in adequate both in capitalization and organization structure to meet the implementation requirements of agrarian reform, the bank was revitalized. Granted universal or expanded commercial banking powers to LBB and established LBB as a universal bank with a social mission of spurring countryside development. On 1977 reorganization, LBP formed three major sectors: agrarian, banking, and operation to strengthen operations and ensure long-term viability. On July 8, 1982, Executive Order 816 transfer of ACA to LBP to adopt an integrated approach in the provision of financial assistance to AR farmer beneficiaries. A single institution is prepared. ACA was abolished and its function law to small farmers were transferred to LBP. On July 22, 1987, Executive Order 229 created the Presidential Agrarian Reform Council as the highest policymaking and the coordinating body of comprehensive agrarian reform program to ensure timely and effective delivery of the necessary support services. Established Agrarian Reform Fund with the interim amount of 50 billion pesos to cover the financing requirements of CARP with appropriation coming from the proceeds of the asset privatization trust and the Presidential Commission on Good Government. On June 10, 1988, Republic Act 6657 broadened the coverage of agrarian reform to include all public and private agricultural lands, including other lands of public domain suitable for agriculture. Payment to landowners at 25% to 35% cash and the balance in 10-year agrarian reform funds with a yield of 91-day T-bills. Authorized LBB to collect from the BFBs payment for lands awarded to them in 30 annual amortization at 6% per annum. Established LPB as a financial intermediary of the CARP. On June 14, 1990, Executive Order 405 CARP Land Valuation transferred the primary responsibility of determining land valuation and compensation for all lands covered under CARP from the DAR to the LPP, accelerated and streamlined certain procedures in land valuation and compensation. LPP created Regional Land Valuation and Landowners Compensation Office to carry out land valuation and compensation. On February 23, 1995, Republic Act 7909 increased authorized capitalization to 9 billion pesos, established LBV as an official government depository, increased the members of the Board of Directors to 9, composed of Chairman, Secretary of Finance, Vice Chairman, LBV President and CEO, members, Secretary of Agrarian Reform, Secretary of Labor, Secretary of Agriculture, two representatives of agrarian reform beneficiaries, two representatives from the private sector. On August 25, 1998, increase of authorized capital to 25 billion pesos by the Department of Finance and the President of the Philippines. On March 5, 2013, extension of land banks, corporate life, Republic Act 10374, land banks corporate life extended for a period of 50 years from the expiration of its original term of August 8, 2013, viewable for another 50 years. On February 4, 2016, Executive Order 198, LVP to increase its authorized capital stock from 25 billion pesos to 200 billion pesos. Provision of capital improving of at least 30 billion pesos allow LVP to continue supporting the government's sustainable and exclusive growth agenda. On September 11, 2020, Republic Act 11494, providing for COVID-19 response and recovery interventions and providing mechanism to accelerate the recovery and bolster the resiliency of the Philippine economy, providing funds, therefore, and for other purposes. LPB appropriated with 1 billion pesos to subsidize the payment of interest on new and existing loans secured by LGUs from government financial institutions. 27.5 billion pesos to support wholesale banking equity infusion on the LPV for low-interest loans to be extended to persons and entities engaged in industries affected by the COVID-19 pandemic.
The purposes of Development Bank of the Philippines is to provide banking services principally to cater to the medium and long-term needs of agricultural and industrial enterprises with emphasis on the small and medium-scale industries. The history of the Development Bank of the Philippines, DBP, can be tracked back to the Commonwealth era. 1935, National Loan and Investment Board. The NLIB was created to manage government trust funds such as the Postal Savings Funds and Teacher Retirement Fund. 1939, Agricultural and Industrial Bank. The AIB was established absorbing the functions of the NLIB until operations were halted due to the World War II. 1947, Rehabilitation Finance Corporation or RFC. Post-war, the RFC was created under Republic Act No. 85 taking over AIB's assets and functions providing credit for agriculture, commerce, industry, and reconstruction. 1958, reorganization into DBP. The RFC was reorganized into DBP, marking a shift from rehabilitation to broader development activities with an initial capital of 500 million pesos. 1986, Executive Number 81. This order reorganized DBP following financial difficulties in the late 1970s and early 1980s. It transferred non-performing assets to the government and initiated a rehabilitation program. 1995, Universal Banking Status. DBP was granted an expanded banking license, allowing it to operate as a universal bank. 1998, Amendment of Charter. Republic Act No. 8523 amended DBP's charter, increasing an authorized capital stock from 5 billion pesos to 35 billion pesos and creating the position of President and CEO. Today, DBP focuses on infrastructure financing and aims to support national economic growth through various development projects.
Philosophy. In the Philippines, development financing institution plays important role in the product for the sustainable growth and development and art and the medium of the country's march storm and the progress in the Development Bank of the Philippines as the country's three element of the Development Financial Institution DVP has taken often helps in the strategic tasks of influence and accessing sustainable express economic growth through and the provisions of raising for the continuous well-being of the Filipinos people. And the DBP under this House chapter of the classified is the development mass bank anyone and may perform of the other function of the growth and growth of the bank. Its primary objective is to product banking, sourcing financing to the central to the medium and long-term mass of the agricultural and industrial centers, congresses with the emphasis on small and medium-scale industries, and the affairs and businesses of the bank are directed and direct and its sustainable managed and the president and president of the its certifying power exercised by the bank of the director consisting of the 9 members of approach in the president of the bank's Republic of the Philippines and chair. Chair exercise officer of the member bank is the also presented who is elected by the bank of the president, directors, and the president in the also of the bank vice chairman of the board. Thank you. Yun lamang po at maraming salamat.
Hi everyone, I'm Christine Joy Arbadillo. I will discuss about the AI Islamic Bank. The AI Amana Islamic Investment Bank of the Philippines or AI Amana Islamic Bank is the first and only Islamic bank in the Philippines. Now, I will discuss the AI Amana Islamic Bank. The AI Islamic Bank, established by President Ferdinand Marcos in 1973 by virtue of Presidential Decree Number 264. The AI Amana Islamic Bank have an initial capital of 100 million pesos. The AI Amana Islamic Bank is one of the world's first Islamic bank. In 1974, the Presidential Decree number 542 returned the redirection of the bank para ma-adapt po ang no interest principle para po sa mga Islamic banking and partnership nito, na kung saan nagkaroon po ito ng recognition and support of Islamic banking in the country para pumalis yung competitive in the predominantly conventional banking in the country. Noong taong 1990 naman po, si Aman Islamic Bank ay naging universal bank through enactment of Republic Act number 6848, na kung saan mas kinilala siya as the Charter of AI Amana Islamic Investment Bank of the Philippines, with an authorized capital stock of 1 billion consisting of 10 million common shares. Ginawa po ito ni Amana Islamic Bank para po ma-participate in the socio-economic development of the Autonomous Region of Muslim Mindanao or ARMM, para ma-promote po nila yung mga Islamic banking, financing, and investment in agricultural, commercial, and industrial ventures in the ARMM. By the mid of 1990, the three categories, Katubato, Marawi, and Holo, doon po nagsimula ang pag-accept and para ma-transform po yung mga ordinary deposit into Islamic deposits. The other branches have been transacting both conventional and Islamic banking products, services and facilities from 1990 to 2007. AAIIBP managed its operation with the support of the Bureau of Treasury. So, noong October 30, 2008, si Amana Islamic Bank is a development bank of the Philippines or DBP, obtained ownership of the 99.9% shareholdings by acquiring the shares of the national government, SSS, and GSIS. It was on November 14, 2007 when DBP approved the acquisition of AAIIBP, and on July 16, 2008, it took over full control of AIIBP's operations. Noong October 22, 2009, the Monetary Board approved the bank's 5-year rehabilitation plan, which focused on 4 corporate strategies or 4 R's, namely recapitalization, restoration of financial viability, reorganization, and reforms in institutionalization under the rehabilitation plan. AAIIBP is allowed to continuously do both conventional and Islamic bank. So, in November 2009, the Development Bank of the Philippines, marking the partial completion of recapitalization strategy, infused 1.0 billion capital to AAIIBP.
Good morning everyone. Good morning ma'am. Mission: to become a full Islamic bank and afford Filipinos of the blessing and benefits of Islamic banking, financing, and investment. To be competitive and significant in the banking industry. Navigating the competitive banking landscape, strategies for success. The banking industry is the highly competitive landscape with institutions vying for customer, deposit, and market share. Understanding the competitive landscape, the banking industry is characterized intense competition. Bank compete of various factors including interest rate, fees, customer service, technology, and product of offering. To become a key player in the global Islamic banking and investment market. Becoming a key player in the global Islamic banking and investment market, a strategic guide. The global Islamic banking and investment market is the experiencing rapid growth driven by the increasing demand for Sharia compliant financial product and services. To become a key player in this dynamic market, institution must understand its unique characteristics and implement strategies that align with its principles and values. Participate in all phases of development, especially in the ARMM and Mindanao. Participating in development in ARMM and Mindanao, a comprehensive approach. The question: participate in all phases of development, especially in the ARMM and Mindanao, calls for a multifaceted approach that consider the unique challenges and opportunities of this region. Understanding the context, ARMM challenges the autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao. ARMM, now known as the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. BIRMM has faced significant challenges including poverty, conflict, and inadequate infrastructure to serve as arm of the government in addressing poverty alleviation, especially in to serve as arm of the government in addressing poverty alleviation, especially in underserved and marginalized community require a comprehensive and strategic approach. Poverty is the multi-phase issue with various dimensions including lack of income, limited access to education and healthcare, inadequate housing, and social exclusion. Muslim Filipino communities across the country by delivering them the goodwill and simplistic Islamic banking and financing that are responsive, sensitive, and sustainable to their way of life. Understanding the unique needs of Muslim Filipinos. Cultural sensitivity. Muslim Filipinos have distinct cultural and religious norms that shape their financial decision making. Understanding these nuances is crucial for developing products and services that resonate with their values. To equip Muslim Filipinos with Islamic banking and financial education that can help them improve their economic condition and make them a significant economic force of the nation. Empowering Muslim Filipinos, the potential of Islamic banking and financial education. The need for financial inclusion and empowerment. Limited access. Many Muslim Filipinos, particularly those in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, lack access to traditional banking services due to factors like geographic isolation, cultural barrier, and limited financial literacy. Next slide please. Vision to be the leading and choice Islamic financial institution providing alternative banking services in response to the emerging global Islamic markets and to promote and accelerate the socio-economic developments of the Islamic communities in the Philippines by the 2022. Almana Islamic Investment Bank of the Philippines, a vision for Islamic finance in the Philippines. The user question presents the vision of Almana is Islamic Investment Bank of the Philippines to become the leading Islamic financial institution in the country by 2022. Responding to emerging global Islamic markets, global growth. The global Islamic finance market is experiencing rapid growth driven by increasing demand for Sharia compliant products and services from Muslim population worldwide. Corporate social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility (NCSR) in a business approach that encompasses a company commitment to operating in an ethical and sustainable manner, taking into account its impact on all stakeholders, including employee, customers, communities, and the environment. It lies behind simply complying with legal requirements and involve actively contributing to the well-being of society. Transparency and accountability. Companies should be transparent about their operation and accountable for their action, both positive and negative. Ethical conduct. Businesses should adhere to higher ethical standards in all their dealing, including fair labor practices, responsible sourcing, and honest marketing.